Alright, so we're back with some more boss challenges. This week is kind of interesting. If you go here, look at the rules, pretty standard stuff, just kind of looking at, but if you go look in the rules tab, as you can see, there is no Paragons. Paragons are banned for this week. Ellie is also banned. I'm assuming that's to A, nerf Permbrew, or there's some like weird interaction with like, Downdraft or Chinook or something else. To compensate, they did reduce boss health by like 50%. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of unnecessary if I had to guess here. I'm assuming this is for like, earlier tiers, maybe like, tier 3 and beyond, but honestly, I feel like I would just scrap this and just have it at normal HP, but that's just kind of me. How much will this make this difficult? Probably not. VTSG is still decently powerful. Hero selection does matter for this week, as Brickwell will be able to kind of buff the temple once we do get that up. But first, we have to actually get there. So we're just going to start with Dark Monkey here. Actually, I think here would probably be a little bit better. And then we just kind of go for kind of our standard farming route. We're going to go for our Opolis into, BRFs and whatnot. Tier 1 defense should be like, pretty standard among like this week, since none of the meta towers are banned. So we're still going to be going for like Elite Defender for tier 1, MAD for tier 2, and then for tier 3, we're going to have to go for a temple instead of like, a Paragon. I mean, it is kind of interesting challenges. I don't think I've actually ever really attempted to beat Vortex without using Paragons, because I think by the time Vortex came out, we already had like a decent selection of Paragons to choose from. Like, I believe when Vortex came out, we had like Dart, Boomer, Ninja, and I think we definitely did have Boat, but I don't know if we had Ace when Vortex launched. I got to be careful to not leak down to no lives, so I think after I get this guy to greater production, I'll drop like a base Boomerang down. I would go for sub because that's pretty good early game, but it costs way too much to remove this. Greed is going to be kind of the name of the game here, because we kind of need a lot of money in order to be able to kind of afford all the stuff we need. Going for like temples and whatnot isn't very cost efficient. They're like too expensive for the amount of damage they do. And we won't be getting Brickwell down probably until like after tier 1. Because like, again, like I said, it's way too expensive to remove this. I don't really think Brickwell, we don't kind of really need her at the moment. She's really only going to come into play for like, tiers 4 and 5 when we're actually going to have the temple down. But before that, she's just kind of there for like emotional support. Unfortunately, we're like very close to affording it. But if I just play this round, we should have enough in the middle of it. Nice. 6 rounds to kind of go, but I mean, income should be kind of accelerated now that we got this guy in the field. Hopefully, Dark Monkey is in range. Nice. We do get the extra cash pot there. We like 6 rounds to like get marketplaces down. Not really too amazing, but I guess it's not really that bad. All right, so we may not be able to afford Elite Defender immediately, which is fine, hopefully, question mark. But I mean, Elite Defender is kind of fast enough to where, I don't really think, time is kind of an issue. It's just that, with these 2 towers getting stunned, that really kind of proved to be detrimental, because I would have to get something else. It's not like I have a ton of money to spare. All right, so I'm gonna get him here. I think I would, get Elite Defender kind of buy this rock in order to get the kind of income bonus. Not income bonus, the extra sellback from favorite trades, but I figured that's probably not worth going for because I would be wasting 1k. As well as the extra money that I would have to spend to kind of get there. So we're like 4k off of this guy. Unfortunate. I think I'll go back and then just kind of wait a little bit. If I can beat Vortex within like 4 rounds or so, I'll take it. That's what I'm gonna go for. And again, HP has been reduced by half, so it's not like we have a whole lot to kind of go through. Also, I need to get this guy on first, so that we're not dying here. And so I think we can sell now. Perfect. Let's get you on strong. And then I had to get something for the kind of back. Let's go for bomb. Actually, I could micro Elite Defender. The only issue would be camos, so I think I'll get like Ninja in the back. So, strats, guys. So, Elite Defender gets more attack speed the further along balloons are on the track. So, if I let balloons get pretty far, then, I can get that increased attack speed for more damage. And then just kind of Ninja deal with the cleanup. Totally planned, guys. Totally planned. Definitely planned this one from the start. Yeah, so it seems like we are going to be able to beat Vortex. Oh yeah, I forgot. Speedy balloons is a thing, so I had to switch this guy to first. Hold on. It's kind of weird which ones are fast and which ones aren't. I guess I pay attention to that. We should be able to beat this in 4 rounds. Nice. All right, perfect. So we can sell this hopefully into BRF. Nice. Get that up immediately. Getting overclocked might be a bit of a problem, but let me actually get my defense down. So I'm actually new for wizard here. Normally I would like to go for a balloon trap, but I just don't have the money to do so. So we're just kind of not going to worry about it. All right, so selling pretty much everything you're able to kind of afford being essential. I had to sell Alchemist as well as my drone defense. I mean, Wizard was kind of my main crutchy defense anyway, so I mean, not like it matters too much. The problem is, can we afford the 60k by around 60? Hopefully we can. I do believe in the power of Banana Central. And if it doesn't end up working, then I know where I went wrong here. Alright, so we're just barely able to afford it. Nice, nice. Okay, so this should be pretty easy. Hopefully we can beat this guy before round 63 rolls in. That would be kind of an issue if I had to deal with round 63 with like just Mad on the field. But yeah, Mad does really good damage. I can just kind of leave it locked in place here. Then I can start working on farming. I think I want to get Ultra Boost when I sell this guy. Start Ultra Boosting the Banana Central. Okay, so it seems that 63 is about to roll in. So, I mean, I probably could just go for like an Ice here. I think Ice would do really well for kind of slowing Cerams. Actually, it seems that Mad just barely has enough Pierce to be able to do it, which is nice. Okay, so it seems that Mad is just barely faster than Lead Defender, as we were able to kind of beat this within 3 rounds instead of the 4. Now, for the next 2, we kind of need a lot of money here since we have to go for Temple. Even though like Temple only costs like, I think this costs like 100k. We still need money for like sacrifices, so really we kind of need close to like maybe 300, 400,000. As we still need to invest and support like, you know, homelands. We already have Ultra Boost on the field, so we don't need to get that, but other kind of stuff on its own. As you know, Temple without any buffs isn't really that good. It's kind of why I'm not really spending money on defense here, because I just kind of want to get as many BRFs down as I can. I will get Sun Avatar up eventually. I guess I can get it here. I kind of want to get it as late as possible because it's probably going to sacrifice the Monkeyopolis, which I don't really want to sacrifice just yet, as it still does have use, giving like, you know, extra cash for pop, as well as, you know, making it so that Banana Central makes more money. Now I think I'm going to stop farming maybe like 5 rounds before just to kind of set everything up. I think the kind of Banana Central plus BRF combo should kind of make enough money per round. I'm going to start getting my sacrifices in order. So first things first, we gotta get absolute 0. Then for Primary, we're going to be going for Moab Dom down here. Then we're going to go for Military next, and then Magic. We're going to be going for a 2221 VTSG. Alright, so this tier has 800,000. And so I think we should be fine for this one. Start Ultra Boosting Temple, although it's going to be a bit slow. I don't have Energizer down the field yet, and it seems like I can't even make space for that. So I guess that's fine. But let me just get some tech bots so we can kind of auto-use like abilities here. So let's get that down. Let's get you. I don't want you here. I don't know why I put you there, but I think here is fine. Let's get that on the field. And then DPS, not looking too good. Hopefully this doesn't stun the Temple here, but it might. Oh yeah, that Temple's gonna get stunned. Knew it. I mean, the 80s are kind of slow anyways, even with the Vortex, I guess, making everything faster. Anyways, let me just prep my sacrifices for, I guess, the True Sun God, so I'll get kind of big playing down the field. But man, Temple really does struggle a lot here. Hopefully I don't actually have to sell to get True Sun God for this year, because Vortex is making surprising progress. Even with like half HP, this is still pretty slow. I don't even think we could afford True Sun God, even if I sold everything. I mean, we probably could, but just be not a VTSG. I think I'm actually going to restart here, because that's bad. Temple, man, is really washed out. I'll sell one more. Maybe this one to get Perm Brew down immediately. Maybe I need more range, so that way this guy attacks a bit earlier. If I can get ahead of Vortex before it actually stuns Temple, we should be fine. Also, I just kind of realized that me restarting made it so. Okay, so Temple didn't get stunned here. That's nice. Brickle did, so we lose out on that ability, but that should be fine. If we can just keep ahead of Vortex before it stuns Temple, we should be fine. Use that. It's gonna get stunned here, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, I guess big plane in the back. I'll put it like here. I don't really mind kind of selling it because we can't get Ace Paragon anyways. As long as we can just kind of push it back just kind of enough to where it doesn't make too much progress. But man, Sun Temple really isn't too great here. I mean, if this doesn't work, I still do have options. It would just be expensive. And ideally, I kind of want to focus on farming still. I don't have nearly enough money to kind of do what I want. Yeah, I think we're going to beat this, but it's not going to look too good. And it makes me wonder how in the world we actually even beat bosses back when Paragons weren't really like too amazing. Back when you kind of had to use Temple. Let's use that. Yeah, it seems like this can be kind of like a photo finish type thing. Okay, Temple's still attacking here, which is perfect. So it's going to get stunned for this last skull, but at least we won't actually, Vortex won't actually exit in time. Perfect. This is pretty slow, taking like, 8 rounds, but I mean, I think it's fine. Because like all the defense that we have on the field, we're going to have to keep anyways. So I think I will sell Big Plane once it gets unstunned, so for more farm space. And I'm kind of hoping by tier 4, I can kind of afford almost everything I need. Also, can you hurry up, please? Thank you. Very close to the exit there, very close. We only have like 10 rounds to like get money here. I kind of need like well over like around like $2 million in order to get everything I want. So we kind of have a tough task getting everything down here. And so I think when the next tier Vortex comes in, I think I'll just kind of sacrifice the farms, got everything in range here. I think it's fine. I don't really see a reason why not to. So let me just get everything here. So first things first, I need to get Big Plane back. And for primary sacrifices, I guess we'll just get like Mob Dom and Inferno Ring just to make sure that we're hitting the mark. This is going to sacrifice the Perm Brew, but I think that's fine. Now, I could sell everything, but ideally I don't really want to. So I guess I'll see how much money I have by the time Tier 4 rolls in. And just see, because I might have to sell, but I might not to sell too much. I mean, yeah, I don't have to sell a whole lot, so that's good there. So hopefully I did this right and didn't mess up. All right, let's see. All right, nice. All right, so we still have to get back all of our support. So let me get this guy here. Also, just kind of remember the discount from BTSG is going to be nuts. And so it's really kind of all our farms here. Is it even worth keeping them around? Yeah, probably. I mean, you could probably make some decent income. This guy should be able to easily solo 3 million. I'd be kind of surprised if he can't. All right, let's get home lane down. And then we're gonna have to use abilities whenever they come up. Oh yeah, this is definitely a lot faster than last year was. We don't even have Perm Brew down the field yet, which is nice. Okay, so it's not getting stunned, so that's perfect. Though I guess our stuff kind of wore off, so maybe that was the cause. We can kind of keep it like this, to where it's not getting stunned. Oh, that's not good. Hold on. Let me go back. And then Dartling, need you. I would like to get Ray of Doom. Hold on. Nice. And Ray of Doom should take care of all of our L's. Yeah, when abilities are kind of on cooldown, our DPS not looking too great. Might use pools just to get Energizer down. Alright, so it's going to get stunned again. Yeah. Or not stunned again, it's going to get stunned. Ray of Doom should be able to take care of DETs that spawn in. Alright, it's going to get stunned yet again, that's fine. I didn't get Perm Brew up because I got Ray of Doom, so we'll get that down. I think we might, again, just barely be able to do this, but man, it's not looking too good. Alright, so hopefully Ray of Doom can actually solo DTs here. Yeah, is doing alright. Never mind. Alright, let me just get Spiked Mine, see if that does anything. Let's get Alchemist on it. I just need to catch like a couple Cerams. This guy should be able to... Well, let me guess micro it a little bit. That might help out a bit. Also, you can't see the ray because I've kind of turned down the projectiles, and so that's why you can't really see the beam of Ray of Doom. So that way, home lane flashing doesn't get too annoying. And Ray of Doom is washed. I guess 106 just has a bunch of DTs this round. Oh yeah, I forgot. I could get Carrier Flagship now. I don't know why I didn't do that. I get that extra attack speed. Only one more skull to go. Only one more to go. It's definitely Brickwell is max level. That's nice. Finally. Last skull. Please don't stun Dartlings. Thank you. And then that should be it. Then we'll have kind of like 10 rounds of income. So I guess we'll see what I do with it. Slowly build up our stuff. Not really worth getting back farms, so I'll just kind of ride and see how much we can make from like kind of temple and everything else on field. Alright, so 119 just kind of rolled in, and we kind of have decent stuff, I guess. Not really kind of looking too amazing, but kind of getting our strong tier 5 down. So we got a full 20 stack Grandmaster Ninja down. Working on AOW right now, although I guess AOW is not really going to be too helpful because it's going to be stunned most of the time, so I guess there's that. But you know, anything to kind of help here. Now, I just kind of realized a support temple would be good here. I don't have enough money for support temple. I guess I could maybe sell Ray of Doom. Yeah, sure. It's not really too useful at this point, so I guess I'll sell it and I'll get temple. I guess maybe up here would be good for in range of more stuff. But I think down here just so I don't accidentally sacrifice anything. Alright, so anyways, let's just play. I didn't have enough money for any Sun Avatars. Not sure I ended up so poor. But I guess that's just the way it goes. Tier 3 really did slow down farming. I don't really know how you guys would make it much faster. Maybe other had to like sell more farms to get like, you know, Avatar Wrath and stuff like that up, but I didn't really want to do that. So I guess just gonna hope this is enough. It should be. It's only like 16 million HP. We should be fine. So I guess we'll just kind of get other strong tier 5s down. So I do want to get Carpeted Spikes next. Man, that damage is really slow. Man, tier 5 spam sure is fun. Love not being able to see what's on my computer screen. So I mean, really, it's just kind of hoping that this is gonna be enough. If not, I have to restart from like kind of tier 3. Not really tier 3, just kind of restart from the beginning. And then just kind of have to optimize tier 3 to be a little bit faster. As you know, not having Paragons really did screw it over. But it seems like it might exit, honestly. Now that I look at it. I think this might just barely make it. I don't know, though. Because, I mean, DPS is going to be slowing down quite a bit now that Grandmaster and everything's kind of out of range. Although Grandmaster, surprisingly, didn't really do a whole lot, even with, like, kind of max buffs. I guess partly due to the stun, but still regardless, like, not even, like, 1,000,000 damage on this guy. Let me just turn down projectiles a little bit more. That's better. Still going to be laggy, but at least I can see what's going on. Alright, come on. We're so close to that second to last skull. I mean, once, I think the saving grace here might be VTSG's not going to get stunned here. But we do kind of have to get to that last skull kind of as soon as possible because he's like really right by the exit here. Yeah, it's over. Unfortunate. Tier 3 really did screw me over. So I guess we got to sell for more farms. So I guess good old restart. Hello everyone, this is Post Commentary Person speaking, and the reason why this is Post Commentary is because I did want to take a step back and kind of reevaluate my strategy when it came to just kind of doing bosses in general. Has been a really long time since I've actually done a boss without actually kind of relying on Paragons as kind of a crutch. And so we're going back to kind of tier 1 because my farming method was different here. As you can see, we are going for Bloom Trap this time around. I didn't do it last time just because without Benjamin and his kind of early game cash generation, you don't really kind of make as much money as you would have normally. So I skipped out on Bloom Trap in favor of trying to save up more money for Monkeyopolis. I figured that probably wasn't really worth doing. You'd probably be better off just getting Bloom Trap because it does make a decent amount of money, like up into like the mid 50s. So as you can see, like getting Bloom Trap down didn't really slow down farming in like any way, shape, or form. As you can see, we got like Monkeyopolis kind of around the same time. I think we got like down like one round later, which again isn't really kind of anything kind of too bad. As you can see, we kind of die into kind of camos there. So I did go back and go in just to, you know, get a little crossbow. I actually did end up kind of selling the Dark Monkey because, you know, I wanted to get down Monkeyopolis first before I actually kind of got down my kind of camo defense. So again, a little bit another difference. As you can see, the Elite Defender spawn is a little bit different. The reason is I did plan on selling it under favored trades, so I figured that was probably worth doing. As you can see, we did have a little bit more money in order to get kind of Elite Defender. We weren't able to get it immediately, but that's fine. We only had to wait like a couple seconds in order to actually be able to get it. And I did have faith in Elite Defender. Elite Defender is, you know, pretty fast for kind of 2-1 Vortex. Still is the meta even after like all these years at this point since bosses have been released. But yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, letting Elite Defender kind of do its thing. We can't really do any farming kind of in the middle of killing Vortex just because we don't have enough money to be able to kind of do anything with. Whatchamacallit just doesn't generate kind of enough income. And I end up dying to camos here, just ends up happening. The kind of pink balloons are just so ridiculously fast that I just kind of end up like before I don't really react in time, so I don't even realize I'm about to die. So there's that. Alright, so as you can see here, I did end up getting my favorite trades down, ended up selling kind of everything except for the engineer. Had like a cool, you know, like ton of 23k to kind of spend on stuff. Not enough to go for like a not banana central, but a BRF plus an overclock, which is what I usually do. So I do have to kind of delay that a bit, even after like, you know, selling the favorite trade. Still not really kind of a huge chunk of change I do have. I wasn't actually even enough to be able to get down BRF immediately. But I figured I don't really mind waiting. You know, we do make a decent amount of money in between these rounds anyways, that I can afford to kind of wait a little bit in order to be able to get like, you know, engineer and all that stuff. And so I was just kind of deciding where I want to put overclock. I didn't want to make the same mistake as last time, putting overclock near the water, because I was going to eventually accidentally sacrifice it to the temple, which I don't really want to do. So here, as you can see, I actually decided to skip going for Banana Central. Instead, I figured it'd probably just be better to kind of spam Central Markets instead of, you know, trying to kind of get it in militaries rounds. I figured that it probably wasn't really worth going for, just because, you know, I wasn't able to get Ultra Boost down kind of soon after. I did kind of have to wait until kind of after Tier 3. So I figured that it'd probably be better to, instead of, you know, selling to buy 100k upgrade, and considering the fact that, you know, I can't even buy more BRFs after I get Banana Central anyways, due to the fact that, you know, it just costs so much money that by the time I am able to kind of afford 100k, you know, by the time Vortex spawns in, it's cutting it too close. So I figured it probably wasn't really worth going for at that point. So I figured I'll just kind of wait till after Tier 3. And so, you know, selling, you know, all these Central Markets, I have tons of money, you know, almost 200k of cash to kind of go through, enough to be able to like even afford Banana Central straight up if I wanted to. And so I think, you know, this was definitely a lot better of a move here, instead of like, you know, selling in the middle in order to get Banana Central. Because, you know, while Banana Central is a pretty good Tier 5 farm, the main strength of Banana Central is really just the fact that it, you know, it buffs other BRFs, which is the kind of strongest part about it. You know, with no other BRFs in the field, while it's not terrible, it's not really too great either. So, you know, I figured, again, like I said earlier, you know, it's probably better to wait to get Banana Central, so that way it can combine the power of Ultra Boost, Banana Central, and BRF, instead of, you know, just like overclock in one Banana Central, and then I have that for like 5 rounds, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of money, and, you know, just spamming Central Markets would have made more money in the long run. So again, just kind of a better move overall. Now, as you can kind of see here, I don't know like how that actually ended up like translating into more cash, but we definitely do have a lot more farms down the field, like this time around, which was kind of surprising, if I'm gonna be honest. So here I am prepping my my Tier 3 defense. I decided to say screw Temple just because I wasn't impressed with, you know, Temple's DPS back in Tier 3. I just figured it costs way too much, and the damage it does is quite bad. Definitely do expect more from an upgrade that essentially costs, you know, like $300,000 to $400,000, because you need to take into account, like, you know, sacrifices, and then, you know, the support, like, you know, homeland and ultra boost that you need to be able to get in order for actually do damage. I figured it wasn't really worth going for at that point. I figured that there's probably a little bit better option. So I figured that all Tier 5 Dartlings probably have enough in the tank. It's really just gonna be like, you know, MAD kind of carrying the main defense here. I got Elite Defender, you know, just because it can attack through the shield, and I don't feel like its damage isn't really too bad. So here, I figure, like, you know, all Tier 5 Dartling guns would probably do enough. I probably could save money and not have gotten Bez, because as you're going to see in a little bit, Bez didn't really do a whole lot, just because, again, it didn't really attack Vortex because it wasn't in range. Even though it is infinite range, I guess like infinite range in quotation marks there, because it still has to enter in the range for it to be able to attack. So I kind of just gotten, like, you know, as many buffs as I could have gotten on the Dartlings. Bez, again, still not doing anything, just kind of sitting there. But anyways, it's like really like MAD and Ray Doom doing kind of most of the work here. I do have kind of Homeland, Permbrew. I do have an Overclock on each of the Dartlings, yes, including Bez. I was trying to get, you know, Bez to actually, you know, shoot and do damage, because I noticed it wasn't doing anything. But as you can see, the projectiles are expiring before they actually even reach the Vortex here. And I was kind of surprised to see how much damage the Tier 5 Dartlings were doing, as it was quite a lot, you know. It was pretty speedy. I was pretty impressed by it, honestly. And it was kind of, you know, it was crazy. Like, you know, Temple couldn't even do, like, you know, a tenth as good. And it cost just, like, so much more. It would have required me to have sold all these farms just so it had space and I didn't accidentally sacrifice any of these. So this is pretty huge. as this does mean that now I do have a lot more money to kind of work with for the last tier. Anyway, speaking of last tier, here's kind of like a sped up, I guess, sort of time lapse of just all the defense I was getting. As you can see, I have like $3 million down. I don't think I had like 3 mil last time, even including like the VTSG and like I guess the sellback you would get from that. I don't think I had kind of like 3 million in the bank. So here I'm just getting my VTSG first. I figured why not, to be kind of the main, I guess, crux of my defense. So, you know, I'm just kind of crossing my fingers, hope I did it right, which I did. Decided to go for my support temple next, and I went for that placement that I did, so that way support temple could also buff the Grandmaster Ninja, and just kind of all the other supporting tier 5s that I was going to kind of get down. So here I am getting my kind of Grandmaster plus Shinobi army down, but the problem you'll notice is that VTSG is kind of blocking the ninja placement, so I can't really kind of see where else I'm placing my ninjas, so I am just kind of like, you know, guesstimating kind of where empty space is. I mean, it's not like I really need all 20 Shinobis anyway, just because as we saw earlier, you know, Grandmaster Ninja wasn't really doing a whole lot of damage anyway, so I figured Grandmaster honestly could have been skipped, same with kind of Avatar Wrath, but I mean, I figured any little bit helps. I feel like the main DPS aside from like, you know, VTSG was all these Sun Avatars, which I'm going to get down a little bit later on, or I guess I'm getting them down now, but it's really kind of the Sun Avatars that were doing kind of most of the damage here. But yeah, you know, this week was deceptively difficult, I will kind of say. You know, my initial reaction was like, oh, you know, no Paragons, reduced health. This is like not really too interesting. I still make a video on it just because why not? But this actually ended up being a pretty fun week overall. I actually kind of had to think about what I was going to kind of do. It wasn't just kind of like, you know, put my brain on autopilot and kind of like, you know, do kind of the same things that we were just kind of doing before, you know, just kind of like the general spamming of towers. I do kind of like this. I do wish, you know, Ninja Q would kind of do more, I guess, Paragon-less weeks. As, you know, since we have Paragons, like, you know, all the time, we do kind of get used to having Paragons. You don't kind of realize, you know, how much money they can save. Just because, you know, having Dart Paragon here would have honestly made this, like, really trivial. It would have been, like, a pretty standard week kind of overall. Just, like, you know, Vortex Uncracked. Not really anything kind of too unique or interesting. Also, I'd just like to say, yeah, I am aware that there were kind of audio issues in the kind of first half of the video. It was kind of a bit hard for me to kind of hear myself going back and kind of editing this video. Hopefully it's not too bad when it kind of renders and finishes and all that. I did boost the audio kind of as much as I could, but for it to not like be too loud, obviously, but so that way I'm actually kind of understandable. I think it's just because I was messing around with kind of some OBS settings. I did sit a little bit farther away from my microphone than I usually did. I don't really know why. I think it's just because I guess I wanted to try something a little bit different. As you can see here, we're beating, I guess, Vortex, you know, decently fast here. So this did give me a good sign for kind of like, you know, tier 5, as again, if we're able to do like 3 million and burst this down there pretty quickly, this did give me like a lot of hope for kind of like, you know, the 16 million that we're gonna have to go through for the kind of next tier here. So for tier 5, I didn't really kind of add too much more. It was really just getting like a couple more Sun Avatars down the field. Not really too much money. Not really kind of a whole lot of stuff I could spend money on. I was just kind of getting miscellaneous kind of tier 5s at the point. I turned down projectile size just so I can see the kind of like, you know, what's happening. See if I can place down a little bit more Sun Avatars just in case. Sun Avatar is kind of like the best option we do have for like kind of, it's like, I guess cheap. I guess I wouldn't really call Sun Avatars cheap, but like you kind of know what I mean. A good source like, you know, DPS, not really too overly expensive, so I figured, you know, probably the best thing we're going for. I got a Spike Storm down. I kind of realized, you know, if I'm going to go for Spike Storm, I probably should commit fully into him. Got energized down the field just because so I could reduce cooldowns. There wasn't any space in the kind of water here, so I figured, why not just, you know, use a pool to get that down. I don't really think it's going to make too much of a difference anyways. Regardless, even still, like, kind of with all these, like, you know, towers on the field, as you can see, like, you know, Vortex did still make it, like, decently far. But, yeah, like I said earlier, this week, again, was deceptively difficult. I did actually kind of struggle with this. But it's mainly just kind of around the tier 3 phase. It was just, like, you know, coming up with a defense that, you know, was strong enough to be able to solo, but wasn't as expensive as Temple. Because we were doing pretty well just up until tier 3 is where the fact that, you know, Temple just is pretty bad. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and join Discord. Link is down below in the description. See you guys when update 41.0 drops.